All right, let's get right into it. Large language models, LLMs, are amazing, but right out of the box, they're kind of like a jack of all trades. To make them really smart for a specific job, we've got to upgrade them. And today, we're going to break down the two main ways to do just that: retrieval augmented generation, or RAG, and fine-tuning.
But first, we have to talk about the elephant in the room. You've definitely seen this happen, right? You ask an AI a question, and it fires back this super confident, super detailed answer that is just completely made up. It's called hallucination, and it's a massive problem if you want to build an AI you can actually trust. So why does that even happen? Well, there's a fantastic analogy from IBM that makes this super clear. Just think of a regular, off-the-shelf AI as a pretty good home cook. They're talented, they know the basics, they can probably whip up a decent spaghetti bolognese. But their knowledge is limited to the recipes they already have in their head.
And that is the heart of the issue. A base AI's knowledge is basically frozen in time, based only on the public data it was trained on. It has no idea about your company's secret sauce, what happened in the news yesterday, or any of your specialized knowledge. So when you ask it something it doesn't know, it has no choice but to guess. And that's exactly when those weird hallucinations start happening. Okay, so what's solution number one? Let's go back to our home cook. If you want them to make, say, a super complex Thai green curry for the first time, you don't send them to culinary school for 4 years, right? No, you just give them a cookbook. And that, in a nutshell, is RAG. So RAG, or retrieval augmented generation, doesn't actually change the AI model one bit. Instead, it just connects the AI to an external library of information, like all of your company's internal documents or a live product database. It basically gives the AI an open book test, with permission to look up the answers before speaking. And here's how that process works in real time. When you ask a question, the system doesn't just pass it to the AI. First, it zips over to that external knowledge base and pulls all the relevant facts. Then, it bundles those facts together with your original question and gives the whole package to the AI. Now the AI has all the specific context it needs to give you an answer that's actually based on real data. Now, this is the really cool part. That cookbook isn't just a folder full of PDFs. The information is stored in a special kind of library called a vector database. You can think of it like a super-powered librarian who hasn't just read the titles of the books, but actually understands the meaning of every single sentence inside them. This lets the system search for ideas and concepts, not just keywords, which is way, way faster and more accurate. All right, so on to our second method. What if you don't just want the cook to follow a recipe? What if you want to change how they think about food entirely? You want them to become a master French pastry chef, to improvise, to create. Well, for that, you have to send them to culinary school. And that is fine-tuning. Fine-tuning is a whole different ballgame. It actually changes the AI model itself. You're basically retraining the AI on a new specialized set of examples. This process adjusts the AI's internal wiring, changing its core behavior. So we're not just giving it facts to look up, we're teaching it a new skill, a new style, maybe even a new personality. It's learning how to think in a completely new way. Now, there are 2 ways to send our cook to this school. Full fine-tuning is like the full-blown 4-year culinary degree. It's incredibly powerful, but it is super expensive and takes a ton of time. But there's a much smarter way called parameter-efficient fine-tuning, or PEFT. Think of this like a focused weekend workshop on how to make the perfect croissant. It only updates the very specific skills needed for that one task, giving you expert-level results for a fraction of the cost and time. Okay, so we've got 2 awesome options: giving our AI a cookbook with RAG or sending it to culinary school with fine-tuning. How on earth do you decide which one to use? Let's put them head to head. This table really breaks it down. RAG is your go-to when you need answers based on information that changes all the time. Think of a customer support bot that needs the absolute latest product details. It's all about accessing facts. Fine-tuning, on the other hand, is for when you need to change the AI's actual behavior. Maybe you want an AI that can write marketing emails in your company's signature, witty, professional brand voice. That's a specific style, and for that, you need fine-tuning. So let's double down on the benefits of RAG for a second. As research from Microsoft points out, it's a direct attack on those hallucinations because it grounds every answer in facts. It's way more cost-effective than constantly retraining a huge model. And maybe most importantly, it can show you its sources. It builds trust because you can see exactly where the AI got its information. So where does this leave us? What's the big takeaway for the future of AI? Well, here's the most important thing to understand. These 2 methods aren't enemies. They're partners. In fact, the most powerful AI systems often use both. Think about it. You can send your cook to culinary school to become an expert chef. That's fine-tuning. But even the best chefs in the world still use cookbooks for new recipes, and that's RAG.
And the entire industry is heading in this direction. This quote from Microsoft Azure really says it all. The future isn't just about building bigger and bigger models. It's about building smarter, integrated systems. It's about creating an AI that has deep skills, but can also look up facts in real time. You really get the best of both worlds.
And that right there is the key. RAG and fine-tuning are the tools that turn a general-purpose AI into a specialized expert that you can actually depend on for your specific needs. This is how we build AI that is not just cool, but genuinely useful, accurate, and trustworthy.
So, the next time you get a surprisingly smart and accurate answer from a chatbot, ask yourself, is it remembering a deep lesson it learned in school? Is it just quickly reading from the right page in a cookbook? Or, and this is the most powerful of all, is it an expert chef who is also consulting a recipe?